Hello there, and welcome back to Spud Plays Mass Effect. Last time, we went and presented our evidence to the council, who believed it wholeheartedly, and we got promoted to the rank of Spectre. So we now have all the privileges that come along with that, and we just hopped off here in the CSEC Academy, and we're going to go and see what we can get given if I don't get lost within 5 seconds of starting. Where on earth? Is it down here? There we go, there's some stuff. Requisition officer. It's another one of those creepy keepers.
One sec, looking you up.
Ugh, another Turian. Shit, was that racist?
Commander Shepard, here with the Alliance military. First time on the Citadel, that about right?
Does it really matter?
Who wants to know?
Just checking for CSEC records. I can only sell goods to authorized personnel. So, will you be purchasing anything today, Commander Shepard?
I mean, give us some
Tell me what you
supplies.
got.
Sounds good. Just let me set you up. Oh, this must be a mistake. System's telling me to offer you our select stock. Spectre? Well, I heard about that, but I didn't realize it was you. Sorry, Commander.
Yeah, you better apologize.
Just show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
For you, Commander. Enjoy.
Rare stock. Bloody hell, sniper rifle. Just 320 grand. 280 grand. Okay, so we need to save our pocket money for this stuff, I think. Unique item. Probably buy the license for that. And a grenade upgrade. I'm not actually gonna buy. Well, at least we have the license now, so we can buy that wherever. Haven't really explored CSEC Academy, seeing what's what. We'll go over here a little bit, and then I think we'll just hop out and go and hunt down Saren. Computer console decryption skill too low.
Okay, Julie. Let me get this straight. Your business partner, Shorman, he's threatened you?
Well, no, not exactly. But he wants to meet with me. I think he's going to kill me.
And why do you think that?
I can't really get into the details. But Shorban will kill me if I leave here unprotected.
Well, good luck with that.
Not unless you give me something more important.
Okay, I think I need to head back. Is that Tally?
When I first arrived on the Citadel, I spent nearly 3 hours being questioned by the officers here before they would let me enter the wards.
That is racial profiling if I ever saw it. You should be ashamed of yourself. You call yourself a CSEC officer. What about you, Rex? Any questioning?
Every time I visit the Citadel, CSEC brings me here for a friendly chat.
Should probably get out of here before we get sat down for questioning and a friendly chat as well. Probably a good job we didn't bring Ashley here. It just would have started a whole debacle. Right. I just want to go to my ship. Is this the way to go to my ship? Docking bay.
In
Here
other
we go.
news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
Okay, so there's some missing people. Right, boys.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
About time.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
Can't say I'm not gonna miss him.
This isn't right. The Normandy belongs to you.
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
I mean, I'm gutted for him. You got any leads on Saren now?
What kind of leads do we have?
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
And the Reapers?
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
No, you would be.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
Chill, Anderson. I'm on it.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Fair dues. Probably makes sense to start there then. We'll get another pair of hands on board. She might be able to tell us more about this freaky alien stuff we're dealing with.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
Oh, that's
Your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
not my problem.
I'll take care of Saren. You take care of the political fallout.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for, Shepard. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Well, I'll answer to the Council now, not you. Should we chat to him before we get off on our merry adventures? I mean, he is just leaving this ship behind. Don't look at him, he can't bear to leave it.
Yes, Commander?
Tell us about this pass with Saren then. Come on, one Spectre to another.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
Okay. I wouldn't hide that. I mean, if you've been chosen to be a Spectre...
Why weren't you honest with me?
It's not something I'm proud of. I had a chance to become the first human Spectre, and I failed. Saren made sure of that.
Oh?
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
And let me guess, something didn't quite go to plan.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
I mean, if it gets the job done, it's methods. Can't say I wouldn't have done the same in that situation.
He was smart. You needed a diversion.
This went way beyond a simple diversion, Commander. The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Oh, I see, so it wasn't your fault. Okay, we've got to get one back up on Saren for Anderson here.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
Sometimes you just gotta forget about the past and move on, but
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
we'll stop him.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Right,
I
let's
should
crack
go.
on then.
I'll be here if you need anything.
I'll give you a call if we do need a bit of a chinwag there, Anderson. Time to get onto our ship.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Yeah, well, let's take it to him.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Let's not forget who's in charge here.
Listen up, Normandy. This is your commander speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit, and I refuse to let anything get in the way of that mission.
We're on our own on this one as well here, guys.
The Council wants to ignore this. That's no surprise. They never helped us in the past, no reason they'd start now. But we don't need their help. We can do this on our own. Wherever Saren goes, we'll follow. Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down.
Humanity's not in this alone. I mean, we've got a Krogan, a Tyrion, a Quarian on board. But we just gotta take it down. We're not gonna fail.
This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on. The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop Saren no matter what the cost.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Well, let's move on from the captain. Come on, fresh beginnings here, Joker.
The captain's not here. I'm in charge now, Joker, and time's wasting. Get this bird in the air.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do this. Nav manual, examine. Stuff for the codex. Right, I suppose we should have a bit of a chinwag with the crew, seeing what's what, before we head out to the Artemis Tau cluster, I believe, to go and find Liara.
Commander, something you need?
How's the ship getting on? I know we've just left, but how are we holding up? Tell us about it.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like the confidence.
I have to
go. Alright, see ya.
Okay, anything else to inspect? Nope. So Joker's a confident pilot. Just needs to watch his tongue sometimes with me. Navigator Presley.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Look, you just fall in line, alright?
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Too right. Just learn your place.
Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Know your role. Wonder where these non-humans have got to, actually. They must have found a place on the ship. Oh, there's Kane. I wonder if he's got anything actually useful to contribute now.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Fair enough. He's not adding anything useful. Get Medigel back there. There's the doctor. Have you done a medical examination on the new squad?
Yes, Commander. Is there something you need?
Nah, don't really need to know personal questions and her life story.
Commander.
What's in here? Some kind of back room with lots of crates. Just exploring our ship, getting to know it a little bit better. This appears to be the mess room. We take this elevator downstairs. Bit of an awkward elevator ride on your own without anyone to chat to. Ah, here's the rest of the gang. Okay, Rex, welcome to the squad.
Nice ship you got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
I really want to get to know this guy a little bit better. He's on our wavelength.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
No need to be an asshole here. I am the commanding officer on this ship, so if you're not going to talk, you can get the hell out.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
If you're going to be sarcastic.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
Seems similar enough to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Well, not exactly. What a tug on the heartstrings here, Rex.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Ooh, bit of a touchy subject for you.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
The what?
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Well, he's clearly got a rough upbringing. Ashley, you okay down here with the other aliens?
Commander?
I feel like you and I need a chat here just to clear the air out before we start bringing non-humans on board.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
She's clearly still coming to terms with the fact that she's got to share a room, effectively, with a Turian and a Krogan.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
This is true.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Ah, so that was your reason. Maybe I can see eye to eye with this Garrus guy.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Forget about it. You're with us now. We're gonna go shoot some bastards and take down a rogue spectre. What's not to love?
You did the right thing. Life's too short to sit around waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Damn right.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
Okay, warming to this Garrus guy. The Alliance Requisition Officer.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
Oh, good right for now.
Thanks.
No problem.
Good for now. Oh, there's someone else we're forgetting about. Oh yeah, Tally. And some other people. Engineer Adams.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
Problem?
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
She's absolutely useful.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Tell me about this ship then. I mean, it's all I know about it so far is that it's a prototype.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on. Probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
And the stealth system that we used to get into Eden Prime?
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Well, I think Karen's pretty impressed with her new ship here. Wonder what Tally thinks about it, being the tech expert.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
This ship is kind of one of a kind.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
So you're into ships then? Bit of a kindred spirit.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
Those are pretty old ships then, from what I've heard.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
It's the second time I've heard you talk about this pilgrimage. What makes it so bloomin' important?
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Fair enough. That sounds pretty straightforward. Can be dangerous though. I mean, when we met you, you were about to get shot.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Fair dues.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I think that's it for now. Actually, no. Tell us about the Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
I mean, now they've sided with Saren.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Well, that seemed to have backfired.
You had to know it would blow up in your face.
The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So how come they turned on you then? Do I even want to know? I feel like I'm not going to like the answer.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Yeah, needless to say, if the machines start thinking to themselves, we could be in a real Terminator type situation here.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Well, what did you expect?
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight, did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exiled, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I'm not one for executing slaves here. Seems you learned your lesson.
You got what you deserved.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out.
How do you know?
They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Well, there's going to be a differing of ideologies here.
You didn't give them a real good first impression.
You really think things would be any different if we waited for them to act first? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
When you put it like that.
I should go.
See you later.
I can see me and Tally are not going to see eye to eye. I know that's not a joke about her suit. Anyway, I feel like I've rambled long enough here. We've kind of met the crew a little bit, get to know them a little bit better before we head out on the Whirlwind adventure to hunt down Saren. So join us next time, where we're going to head out to the Artemis Tower cluster, or Artemis Row cluster, can't quite remember which one. And we're going to try and find this Dr. Liara Tassoni, who has some intel on Matriarch Benezia. I'll see you then.